I think this is a tiger. Are you a tiger? You're a tiger, yeah. Today, before we draw anything, we're gonna go out into this awesome world and look for some inspiration. Are you a tiger? You're a tiger, yeah. I thought this was a chipmunk, but that's a chipmunk, so I don't know what that is. What are you? Are you a bear? I don't know. Whatever it is, it looks sad. Chipmunk! I'm gonna use this guy for inspiration today. It's a tiger. I like the way it looks. He looks pretty cool. We can do something with this. Alright guys, we're going to do something a little different today. Today I'm going to show you a better look at how I lay out my pencil sketches. Some of my videos before I've done pencil sketches really quick, but I don't really cover what I'm doing, so I want to give you guys an inside look at how I go about doing these and how helpful they are. I know that I want to do some kind of a tiger dragon type thing is the idea I'm getting. If you look at the tiger from the playground, it has these really cool stripes on the back, and those are really what brought me over to it. I was like, wow, they really look nice. They're a cool design. But the eyes of the tiger just remind me of almost like a dragon, like a Chinese dragon or something. I want to do a spin on that tiger and make it look kind of like a Chinese dragon. So that's what we're going to do. So what I'll normally do is I know that I want, this is my paper, so I know I'm going to want things, and I'm just very loosely making marks. So I would like the dragon to look kind of shaped like this tiger dragon. And now if I stay in this area, I know that everything is going to line up in about that area. That's simple. Then I know that the head is going to look something kind of like this. Some kind of a shape like this, and that's all I'm going to do to keep it simple at first. And I know that the body is, the neck is going to come down something kind of like this and curve around and come up like maybe this. We'll bring the neck down kind of like that, and the back will come up very similar to how the back comes up on the playground toy. So in there like that. I'm keeping it very loose, very simple, and I will erase all these lines later. I'm thinking about having the tail come down and up like that. And we'll have the legs very similar to the playground toy where this line comes down like this. So I am using the playground toy, that picture of the playground toy, as some reference, but not a lot. And we'll bring this leg out like this, and this will kind of look like a tiger leg and a dragon leg. And that front paw that front leg will come out like this. So you can see how loose I'm being. I'm not very concerned about things looking perfect. I'm not starting out drawing just one eyeball and going from there and hoping that everything fits on the page. I'm getting the big picture down first. Now I do want the ear to be pretty similar to what's on the toy, what's on the playground toy. Maybe bring the nose down like that. So now that I have the basic shape of this thing done, I'm going to start adding in some more details that I want to see. We'll start working on the head. I really want to keep the eyes the way they are on the toy, the playground toy. I just think those eyes are really cool. So we'll bring those up and look at the eyes that are in the picture of the playground toy. And I highly recommend, if you're starting out drawing, that you work from photos to learn. Lots of people do it, lots of artists do it, lots of painters do it, and there's no shame in working from reference photos. It helps you build skills, and it'll really help you develop as an artist. So that tiger's mouth comes up like this in the photo, but I'm gonna have this come up like this and maybe open up like this to have more of a dragon mouth, we'll have a jaw down here, and we'll bring this up around. It's going to look something like this. Bring this out, up, and we'll just get some teeth in there. Just being very loose, I can fix stuff later. Choose what lines I want to keep. So maybe like that. We'll bring this down, and we'll probably throw in some scales, like what you would see on a dragon. And we'll make these match the stripes that come down off the tiger. That would be pretty cool. Bring this down around and really puff this chest out like you see a lot of dragons have. And this is just going to come up and be kind of a, we'll just pretend that a shoulder blade looks kind of like this. And that'll help us round out those shapes. So you can see this is already starting to come together, and it doesn't look like much now, and it looks like a pretty sloppy drawing, but keep pushing it. You know, when we get this thing finished up, with the line drawing finished up, and we start adding shading and color, it's going to make it look much better. So at this point, it's easy to get discouraged and say, well, I want to stop, I want to throw it away, but don't, because this, you can develop it into something much better. So we'll bring this down like this, maybe have the other leg sticking out there like that, just to see it. We'll bring a paw up here. There, and remember we want that tail to come up. And we're just going to keep it a tiger tail. No scales or anything like that. That looks pretty good. So this is a great start. Now let's work some of those stripes in there. Those stripes are really what sold me, really made me want to draw this. And they come down, and I'm going to stay very, very close to what that toy, what that ride, whatever you want to call it, in the park had. Because these stripes I just think are really cool. Down like that. This down like this. That, and the last one come up like that, so that looks pretty cool. And I think I'm gonna make this area more like a dragon, scaly, and have bumps on it, like a scaly bump. So now we'll flesh out these legs. Make them look more like tiger legs. Fold these down, and we'll give them some toes. Again, you can see I'm not doing a whole lot of detail at this point, but it's already starting to come together. Bring this down, bring this out. Do the same thing that we did in the front, just to keep it simple. Give it 3 toes and call it a day. Move on to the next foot. There, and there. So you see how I started out, and you see where I brought it. So it didn't take a whole lot of work. I went pretty quickly, and we have what is already looking like a tiger dragon. So now I'm going to start to trace out the lines I want to keep with my marker, and then I'll come back in with shading, and we'll finish this thing up with some color. So that is how I do the pencil sketching. Again, I encourage you to use reference photos, work from reference photos. Don't copy things exactly, but work from reference photos. It'll be a big help. Now I'm going to speed this up and do the shading and drawing, and you guys can see what the finished product looks like. Okay guys, check it out. This is the finished tiger dragon. As you can see, it's come a long way from when we first started out scribbling lines on the paper. If you guys like this episode, consider subscribing, and until next time, be creative and have fun.